Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is Mara. So today I have a Jean Bart replay I wanted to share with you. It's a ship I've had for a while now and really I don't play it as often as maybe I should because it's probably one of the easiest ships to play for me. And I imagine if that's the case for me, then it's probably for a lot of you out there as well. Unfortunately, Jean Bart is no longer available for sale. She was made available on very limited basis during the Black October. Was it Black October? No, not Black October. No. Black Friday event. And I'm not sure if you got to pick her up, but what I like about this ship is, in a way, she's like a Dunkirk and Richelieu. Her guns are up front, so there is no reason to angle, there is nothing else to keep in mind. Your firing angle is as good as it's gonna get in this game, right in front. She gets 8 15-inch guns. They're the weakest guns at the tier. In terms of AP pen values, her guns are equivalent to North Carolina, and when I say equivalent, that's actually pushing it because up to 14k North Carolina pens more. I think at around 14k, Jean Bart kind of takes over and starts to comes out on top. So you have the guns that are not necessarily the best. They're fine in terms of accuracy, but what they lack is the AP pen value. Moving on to her survivability, Jean Bart has a hit point pool of 69,000, which is the second worst for the tier. Only Lion has a worst hit point pool, but then Lion has a super heal. I think once you adjust for everybody's heal, Jean Bart is dead last. So you have guns that are the weakest for the tier, and you have health that's weakest for the tier. And that's where Jean Bart's relative weakness really comes to an end. What you do get is the reload booster, and I think that makes all the difference for the ship because, during 20 seconds, it halves the amount of time that it takes you to fire your guns. And the way my build works, I have the main battery mod. The base reload time is just under 23 seconds. So that means once you add the reload booster on top of that, you're able to fire 2 to 3 salvos by the time your opponent is able to fire back. And I think this is where this ship really starts to excel. You have decent concealment. I think just Lion has better concealment, but it's in line with Iowa's. And in a full build, you can get it down to just around 12.9k. Now here I'm pushing up and I'm a little hesitant to let go. If I can do more damage to that Alaska and the radar she has, and the less effective she is, the higher the chance that my team may be able to do better. So I'm still pushing because the other Jean Bart is there and the Alaska, and I don't really want to expose my broadside. And trying to get closer to the island and then turn around. The Georgia that was on the west side is kind of going away, and now I'm really kind of headed in her direction as well. So I'm trying to cover my flanks. The Torps just went to the side of me. I think that's probably the Kitakaze that's up in the cap. I'm here looking for a glimpse, and I don't see Neptune. I see just a whole bunch of Torps coming. I assume all from Kitakaze, and my game just about ended there. So finally, I am rushing to get to that island. I am really down in terms of health to what, 8 or 9,000. So there is a smoke here, and I'm just waiting for my keel to come online. I have another 50 seconds to go. The ship is pretty fast. I think the top speed is around 30 knots, and you also have the speed boost. Now, this is only an 8% speed boost, so it'll get you to 32.4. If you put a flag on, you can raise that further. But here, now I just need to turn the ship around, which is not the easiest thing to do because the rudder shift time it's kind of on the longer side, 16 seconds. Turning circle radius is okay at 850, but still you need some space. So trying to see my luck now, where Alaska and Jean Bart are, trying to keep this island between us, and hope that with the heel and my speed, I may be able to get out of dodge if I get lucky. But we'll see. So with my heel, now Jean Bart also has secondaries, but they mostly pointing in the back, and I really don't build the ship for her secondaries. So her secondary armament, I think, out of the box is 7.35, and if you wanted to build it, you could probably get it some range. And maybe I'm trying to get a little bit of that Kitakaze. My secondaries are firing. I was lucky there. I got one nice salvo with HE, but and get what is that? 2 or 3 more shells into Kita. But Kita's trying to basically get me on fire and use this chance to take me out. And my team is not necessarily in the best position to support me, given where they are. But I do get some support. And I think Kita still sees me. I'm trying to get my team to shoot at her and get lucky. So my team does whittle her down, and I guess the fire I started finishes her off. So I'm back where I started. My health is just around 8,000, and I am sailing as fast as I can. Obviously, I'm not playing this ship great. I'm pretty aggressive and just being very lucky, I think, in terms of survival here. But also, my team on this flank is a little passive. I thought that we had more than enough to maybe push a little harder here, but it seems that we are really not in position to do that. St. Louis is just around me here around the island, and I guess St. Louis is not the best ship to push either. If anything, he would probably prefer if the other team was pushing so that he can kite and rain HE on them. But we also had another battleship there, and Alaska, which I think by now probably is down on her health, and Lion is going away. So I'm just buying myself a little more time, again, waiting for my heal. And, all I get is around 11,500 per shot. So I got one, and now I'm waiting for the second one. There's Jean Bart and Neptune are still there. Alaska, I'm not sure if she came back. Georgia seems to be en route. The game is pretty equal now. We have 2 caps to their 1. They're blocking one of our caps. They're down 2 DDs. We're down a battleship and a DD. But as I look at that flank by the A cap, it seems to me that the red team has a lot more ships than we do, and it should be easier for them to push in. So I'm trying to convince my St. Louis to perhaps join me so we can go a little further up and see if we can engage the Jean Bart and Neptune. But he decides he doesn't want to do that. And then I see Georgia is also coming down, so that kind of makes me uncomfortable to keep going, or in this case, even get locked in with bow on. Because, while you can use your reload booster for AP, if there is an opportunity to send your shells down into a broadside, you can also use it for HE, especially in cases where you start a fire, they use their repair party, and then it's like, okay, this is the time now to, light them on fire and see if you can get some perma fires. So here I see this Georgia coming down. I got some flank. I mean, yes, it's down 15k, but should be alright. I use my reload booster and see how lucky I get. And I get, what is that, around 7,000, 8,000. So not great. 3 overpens, 1 pen. But you can see how fast those guns reloading. I mean, before you know it, I was able to fire another salvo, and that was just 1 pen, so not that great, but still. And here I send another one, but here Georgia is already starting to turn towards me. But we do have somewhat of a crossfire here between me and the Missouri. So I slow down. I want to make sure that I have all of my guns on Georgia, even if the angle is not ideal. For some reason, she's firing HE, which, is a little confusing given how big Georgia's guns are. And here, I guess I hit her superstructure, and these 3 pens were like almost as good as my first salvo, 7,000. This one was around 8,000 or so. So right now it's just about, okay, stay where you are, let Georgia keep going, and see what happens. And Missouri is able to take her out. There, Jean Bart has just kind of inched from the protection behind the island, and Neptune is also coming out on the other side. And here I'm hesitating a little. Do I turn the ship and face the Neptune, or do I just, engage Jean Bart? And what do? I go for the third ship. I saw that Alaska, and it seems I'm just drawn to her. I go for her, but this time I don't really hit her at all. So now, given where I am, I think I can somewhat slow down. I'm still careful of that Neptune because I don't really have a lot of health. And I guess the issue with me eating all those torps, right, is that I'm not able to regenerate a lot of that health back. And my torpedo protection belt is not really the best. I think it's 22%, so not that high. No, 32%. So it's more decent, but still not enough for what you need. So here I have Missouri on one side, I'm staying on the other. I'd rather like to expand the angle if I can. And here I'm trying the whole HE thing, but I keep switching between AP and HE. I'm not sure what's going to do more damage to this Jean Bart. In the end, I think Jean Bart is already pretty far and it's going behind the island. So I try to switch towards Neptune because Neptune now is really in plain sight, exposed broadside, and under 12k, going into smoke. So let's see, I can see where she is. My guns just come online. I fire. What happens? Oh, that was a very good shot. I don't end her, but there is a sit, 1 overpen and 1 pen. She's still there, but not for long. Alaska takes her out. All right, so with that cleared, now we're looking a little more comfortable. Also, the game has turned our way. The red team is down 6 ships. We're down 3 ships. We still have 1 cap, and they're blocking one of our caps. So I decide to turn around now. Alaska, that's next to me, again, it's very low on health, so she's not really able to push. St. Louis is kind of okay, but not pushing either. Missouri, it's again not the best health. It's actually pretty low, 10,000, and they still have, what is that? 2, maybe 3 ships there. Jean Bart and Alaska for sure, and then yeah, Jean Bart and Alaska. I think Brindisi and Georgia are at B, and then you have Lion and Buffalo somewhere at the A cap. So I joined my Alaska, and we start to slowly inch towards the C cap. The plan would be really, okay, let's see if we can stay on the east side and see if we can flash that Jean Bart out. And especially given where my Missouri is, he may be able to engage. So I've activated my speed boost, and getting some decent speed, 32 knots. So I'm closing in. But my earlier inattention, misfortune of eating those torps has really kind of set me back for the rest of the game because my health remains low. Here's my old friend Alaska. Nice broadside. I fire my AP. Reload booster is working. Waiting for that next one. So 4500, not really great. One pen, two overpens. I fire again. And there, another sit. So that worked out well. And it's interesting, that sit basically came as Alaska started to turn and closed the angle. I wonder if she just continued straight on, if anything would have happened. But with her out, now it's quite a lot of us against this Jean Bart. And, I'm feeling quite comfortable. But we just lost one ship, so St. Louis no more. I think this Jean Bart's been playing it quite carefully up here. But now this Georgia from our flank worries me because she's really coming from our side, and that's not the ideal angle. Now I have a lot of speed, and I'm more worried about Alaska because one salvo and she may be done. And here, as I get closer to the cap, I think I start to hesitate because I'm not sure if Jean Bart is closing in. So I don't want to end up on the other side of the island chasing Jean Bart if she goes down. Instead, I decide to turn and wait for Jean Bart to come. And I also figure, well, even if I don't get Jean Bart, maybe that Georgia will come out. In the meantime, Brindisi helps finish our Missouri. So now, you know, we still have an advantage in points and ships, but it's not necessarily overwhelming. So it does worry me somewhat. And that Georgia has still 50,000 in health, and I don't really have a lot of health, only 20,000. So it doesn't necessarily take that much to take me out. So where I am, I'm thinking it's a good position. I have Jean Bart to my right. I fired at Georgia 2 pens, but that's just about 6,000. That's not gonna cut it. Luckily enough, the guns really reload pretty quickly, so he doesn't take as much. So Georgia's still waiting there. I fire. That's another pen and over pen again, not ideal. And torps that Z46 sent, unfortunately, are not able to hit her at all. And now she's like such a good angle as far as she's concerned, 15 degrees. I mean, there's really little I can do to her, right? I get two overpins, which is next to nothing. I switch to HE. I see the Jean Bart is slowly inching, it seems, from the island because it senses that, well, this is something we can do. And then bam, I just felt that. That's Brindisi on my side. I fire at Georgia to get rid of that HE salvo. I'm looking towards this island to protect me because the Italian cruisers, they can be quite dangerous from this side with SAP. SAP does a huge amount of damage broadside, and I think it's one of the things that I love most about those ships when I play them is, it's almost battleship salvos in terms of damage. Luckily for me, Alaska's able to finish her off. Jean Bart is right there. I'm trying to get my guns, maintain some of that angle. I don't really have more heals. I'm 13,000 health. And as she's just about to inch out, I can see the tip of her bow, and I'm ready to fire, and I press. And the game ends. In terms of results, it's a decent game. Just under 150,000 in damage. Dreadnought, only 2 kills. But still, it was a good and fun game. I end up top of the team with just over 2,200 points. In terms of total damage, mostly AP shells, 120,000, a little bit of HE shells. Fires, not that impressive because I didn't really end up using a lot of that HE. Alaska, obviously, took the most of my damage. And then Jean Bart, Neptune, Georgia, just around 20,000 or so thousand. In terms of potential damage, 1.6, spotting 26,000. In terms of damage received, just over 108,000. And just a combination of SAP, AP, HE, and those two torps. They really hurt a lot, almost 30,000. Overall, decent game, and I think that's what Jean Bart really excels at. You know, fast gameplay. It's got speed. It's able to withstand some damage, but you can't really push in her because she's all 32 millimeters. She burns. So using that concealment, using four things to block you, and then engaging and trying to avoid torps, unlike me, probably will be a plus. But she's a fun ship to play. If you have her, take her for a spin again in case it's been a while. And if you don't, maybe look for an opportunity to see if you get her in the future. So that's it. That's all from me. I wish you the best of luck on the high seas. Maro out.